Now, if you do feel that you're struggling with self-love, and maybe that struggle comes out as insecurity, anxiety, lack of self-worth, or maybe you just feel so vulnerable. You just feel very sensitive when you go out into the world because you just notice how everyone is judging you, or you picking up everybody else's energy, and all of those things can be symptoms and signs that there is a fundamental lack of knowingness about yourself, and a lack of self-connection, a lack of self-love. And if you're struggling with that and you really want to get to the heart of it, you want to overcome these issues, you want to go to the subconscious root cause of where it comes from so that you can finally resolve it and outgrow it and build that foundation that will give you a fertile ground to make your life more rich, more fulfilling, more that what you hoped it would be. Give me a call or send an email at thefearandanxietysolution.com. Go to the website, thefearandanxietysolution.com. I'm offering individual sessions all over the world via Skype, via the phone. You can turn this around. You can transform your life, transform yourself. There is no reason for you to lose hope. In fact, this may be just for you right now, the catalyst to grab the phone, call in for a free phone consultation, or just send an email so that we can schedule one, because I believe most of us need a little help to come to their own so that we can finally be and express and live what we are here to live. Now, Patty, thank you, Patty, was asking a question. And she said, how can I love myself when there is obviously something wrong with me? I'm fat. I'm embarrassed when other people see me because I know what they're thinking and I don't really want to leave the house. Well, this is certainly something that shows that you have been identifying yourself so much with your body and your weight that you have lost sight on everything else. And you have very conditionally rejected yourself. Now, I'll tell you a story. A woman I worked with, she had a really hard time. She troubles with her marriage. She had 4 kids. She wanted to get her business running, but somehow she didn't have the confidence and she felt like she didn't have the knowledge to get it going. And well, during that difficult time, she also developed back pain and eventually just noticed that her weight went up on top of it. And that weight gain made her feel even worse about herself. She rejected herself even more until she realized through our work that, well, this pattern is actually something that had a good intention. Because when she grew up with her mother, one way for her mother to show love and in a sense of comfort and nurturing and support was through food. Food was just a wonderful way for her to feel like someone cares. So during the time when she struggled the most, she grabbed the cookies, which were her best friend, because her cookies made her connect to that love of her mother and that feeling of, I am really cared for, I am really deserving to have a little bit of comfort inside. And of course, unfortunately, even though there was a good intention, it backfired the moment she gained weight and she judged herself for that weight, and she realized that, well, now what I wanted is to have more self-love, and what I got was more self-hatred. But she didn't get herself really completely off track with this, because the fundamental knowledge or insight she gained from this observation was that she does love herself, that she does care about herself, but she has to find other ways to do that. And she has to work with that part of her that believed that she needed to have the food to feel soothed and comforted, and develop other strategies. So she did. She developed strategies of drinking tea, of going for a walk, of giving herself a nice hug and being caring for herself, and just learned that by paying attention more to the moments when she had that feeling of wanting to eat, when she felt there was not a lot of love in the house and she didn't know how else to get it, that she could give that loving attention to herself. Sometimes just through writing, sometimes just to writing a love letter for herself, an encouraging letter that she would have received from her mother if she would have been still alive. Just these little gestures made not only that habit go away, it also improved her relationship to herself. Her body changed because, it wasn't necessarily any longer necessary to take in this nourishment, this food, and all in all, she just felt like everything shifted from that time on. So observe your pattern. Don't let the weight be just something as, well, this is who I am and there is nothing else. Be, of course, really curious about what else you can discover about yourself. Learn in that step 4 that we get to appreciate yourself more, but also understand what the intention is. When you have, let's assume that you have gained weight at some point, what were the reasons, what's the message, and how can you, through loving and appreciating yourself more, maybe just turn that reason around and also help yourself to get to a more healthy weight that is probably more honoring who you really are. Now,
yeah, Dr. Friedemann, sorry to interrupt. We have a caller. We have caller Katie from Linwood, Washington. Katie, you're on the air.
Hi, Katie. Thank you for calling. What can I do for you?
Hi. Thank you so much for taking my call. I'm really grateful. I was born into severe childhood abuse, and I have struggled with multiple personalities and other health and mental health issues all my life. I was on medications for most of it. It's been 4 years without medications. I'm trying to settle and heal myself through all alternative methods. And self-love is something that I can't seem to, I haven't yet been able to grasp that vibration, if you will.
And is that because you're judging yourself for what happened to you or for the diagnoses that you have received?
I think all of the above. It does seem like I can't do anything right. It's always this messages are in my head, or I'm going to get in trouble, I'm going to do it wrong, I can't get it right.
Yeah.
And my life is pretty much a mess right now because, and so I don't know who else to blame. I'm living in a shelter. I've lost everything, struggling for my health and my life. And so I'm looking around going, okay, who else do I blame? If I'm the one in charge of me, then I'm the one messing this up.
Well, you can see by what you went through and how many struggles you had to deal with, and you're still here, and you are taking care of yourself in the best way you can, and you are listening to this show and Transformation Talk Radio, and you are having the courage of calling in and asking for guidance. You do love yourself. Otherwise, all of those things were not possible. There is something inside of you that has a deep, deep care and appreciation for you, because you are someone who is not just a survivor, but you're looking for something that goes beyond that. You're looking for something that gives you a sense of maybe joy again, fulfillment, a sense of belonging. So there is a voice inside of you that you need to listen to, because that voice says you're worth it. And that voice drives you forward, and that voice makes you reach out, and that voice makes you also, the person that you really are. Because, sometimes it's easy to love yourself when everything goes well. And you can say, well, of course, I got all the love from my family, and I was raised in a very secure environment, and everything was wonderful, and it all reflected back to me how much I can love myself. But you didn't have that. So you had to really find a way to keep the head above water. You had to find a way to move forward and not give up. And that is a sign that something inside of you loves you. Now, what I would suggest to you, though, is to also really take some time to communicate with that part inside of you that was abused. That part inside of you that didn't really feel safe, that felt like, I'm going to get in trouble, I'm not good enough. And as if you are, communicating to the younger version of yourself, your inner child. This is something so powerful. This is something so helpful when you are visualizing that inside of you there is still that aspect that is stuck in the past, that still feels that she is not safe, that still feels that there is, any moment someone hurting her. And if you are going to that part of you, as if you go to your own child and comfort and hold and communicate with this part and tell her that she is okay and tell her that you are taking care of her, it can make a huge difference.
Okay.
Now, can you give Justin, do you have a way for us to send you our gift? And maybe you can just give Justin either an email address that you may have or the address where we can send you something to. But I would love to send you a gift. And again, thank you so much for calling in. It really shows a lot of who you are, and it shows a lot that, you do have so much love for yourself inside. So just hold on to that, and also make sure that this is what you identify yourself with, and not what other people did to you or what other people told you who you are.
Okay. Thank you so much for the vibration.
You're so welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, we're gonna have to go for a quick break, and so we will be right back.